Good evening, world. Or should I say good afternoon? It's 3 something. Hope you guys enjoyed my show I made. Yesterday I made 2 videos yesterday. Hope you guys enjoyed my show I made. Talked about Kevin Fiege, the fall of the DCU. And I talked about James Gunn, Superman. And I forget what I talked about in the morning. I made 2 videos in the morning, I don't remember. I'm drinking the Mountain Dew. I bought the blue one. The blue one's really good. My favorite one's the melon though. The melon one's my favorite one. The watermelon one, that one's really good. And tomorrow I'm vlogging with Tony, guys. Tomorrow I'm vlogging with Tony at the bar. The Shane's bar. I'm gonna vlog. I get paid tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm gonna vlog with Tony. I'm gonna vlog with Tony at the bar. Vlog with Tony at the bar. How long will we be live? I don't know. My video will be maybe maybe a 2-hour video. At the bar, So when you make a video when you arrive home tomorrow, I'll make one in the morning because I'm off tomorrow, and then I'm vlogging with Tony at 6 o'clock in the evening. So I might vlog with him maybe till 8 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock, 8:30 at night, and after that I'm gonna go home, get my food, go home, and then I'll enjoy the show with you guys. I'm gonna cut it into segments. That way the video gets uploaded faster. Because if I just make one 2-hour video, it might take 3, 5, 6, 8 hours to upload that thing, right? Yeah. Did you sign your paper? Yeah, I signed my paper, my welfare paper, but I'm missing my my health insurance number. That's why I asked my stepdad to give me the number. That way what? That way I can apply for welfare. Yeah. Some sour? So you're gonna quit Coco 40? Yeah, I'm gonna give my 2-week notice either this week or maybe next week, because the welfare process might take maybe 2 weeks, so I want to at least have some money for myself, so I can give my 2-week notice either this week or next week. I'm going to give my 2-week notice to the Go 40 boss. I'm going back to welfare, and I'll work part-time at Dinty's once or twice a week. I don't think the welfare are going to let me work twice a week, maybe once a week. Once a week's enough money. I'm pulling in my $200 to $3. So I'm making $450 a month, almost $480 a month. That's enough money with my $800, right? It's less than what I'm making now, but at least I have extra money for myself. I can just focus, work full time on my book, Zanus, and also lose the weight too. I'm gonna get a membership at the gym. I'm gonna go swimming. Obviously, swimming helps with stress, anxiety. Working out helps with stress, anxiety, and also mental health. My mental health, obviously. One reason why I'm stepping away from working is my mental health. My mental health is very bad. I have anxiety issues and all stuff. So So I want to step away from work and just focus on my book and exercise and focus more on my health and my book, right? Less on working, obviously. And I don't like working at Coco 40. Coco 40, I don't like working there. Yeah. It's too much work. Today they called me while I was working at Dinty's. They're like, Ivan, we have a rush. Can you come in? Obviously, I'm like, no, I can't. I'm working at Dinty's, man. I couldn't come in today. I was working at Dinty's. And thank God I worked at Dinty's. Otherwise, I would have had to come in at Coco 40 and wash all those fucking dishes, right? Yeah. Yeah. Dinty's is a lot of work, too. Like, today I washed a shitload of dishes, but it's not as... Dinty's is not as stressing as Coco 40, right? Because they have a better system with the dishes. But Dinty's is also a lot of work. Dinty's is also a little stressing too, but it's not as bad as Coco 40. Dinty's, it's not that bad. It's still a lot of work, Dinty's. So I wash shit with dishes at Dinty's. But it's not as like stressing and tired. Coco 40, the way the system works is fucking stressing and you have to wash a shit with dishes, man. It's not fun. Yeah. Yeah. So if you want to lose weight, yes I do. I've been eating junk food all week. Yesterday I had Glamour small pizza and the wings. That was really good. But today I have my Dinty's food. I'm gonna eat that. I'm gonna eat my Dinty's food. I'm gonna eat my Dinty's food. Yeah. Did you binge Andor? Yeah, I binged 3 episodes yesterday. 3 episodes I binged. Episode 7. Oh, I'm gonna tell you guys, all you guys who watch Andor season 2, the first like 7 episodes are pretty slow and boring, but then once you get to episode 8, that's when it picks up. I don't want to spoil a story for you. You'll see what happens when you watch episode 8. Episode 8 is when the story picks up. And episode 9, it's pretty thrilling too. And I have 3 episodes left. Episode 10, 11, 12, and I'm done in the show. Now after that, I'm gonna binge The Last of Us season 2. I love The Last of Us. Some sound. Yeah. Ivy, for your buffet, are you gonna have different Mountain Dews? No, I'll just have the regular Mountain Dew. Yeah, Coke. You have 7-Up. You have Sprite. You have Orange Crush. You have Mountain Dew. You have Fruitopia. You have orange juice. You have all that stuff. I'll have maybe 10 options of soft drinks. You also have water. You have all that stuff, right? Yeah. For my buffet, right? You also have your milkshake, too. That's why the Hollywood actors are getting... That scared me. That's why the Hollywood actors are getting paid, man. And they're getting nice perks for my movie, right? While you're filming your movie, you get your fat check and you get spoiled with your luxurious buffet. Yeah. Yeah. Ivan, thank you for opening our eyes about Kevin Feige. Yeah. All those who say Kevin Feige is responsible for the MCU, it's debatable, and there's a history behind that. If you want to get the full history, go watch Midnight Edge. They give you the full history. I didn't know this about Marvel too. I thought Kevin Feige was like 100% responsible for it. And I watched, they did this like long video about the fall of the MCU. Yeah. And Midnight Edge, they have pretty good sources. They know their shit. Obviously, Midnight Edge did their research. And yeah, Kevin Feige in the first 3 phases of Marvel, he had what? He had checks and balances. He had people who kept him in check. There's a guy named Mike putting something. John Campbell and Robert didn't know who I'm talking about, right? Yeah, he ran the division of Marvel. Yeah, there was him and there was like another guy who kept Kevin Feige in check for the first 3 phases. And Kevin Feige, I think he didn't like those guys. So he asked Bob Iger to get rid of him. And he thought he could run it himself, and it went downhill from there. So how do you answer that, guys? How do you explain that? How do you answer that? How do you answer that, right? Yeah. Hence why I don't necessarily believe he's 100% responsible for the success of the MCU. And Kevin Feige knows it, man. He knows it. He's not ultimately 100% responsible for it. When Marvel was in its glory days, he had people who kept him in check. He had consultants. He had people who kept him in check for the first 2 phases. And after that, it goes downhill after Phase 4. The Marvel Cinematic Universe goes downhill from there. So, I mean, I think that kind of answers your question, right? Yeah. 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 John Cameron, Robert, and Ivan, thank you, man. You opened my eyes. Yeah, maybe Kevin Feige isn't necessarily responsible. I think he has a part to play, obviously, in the success, but he's not 100% the guy, right? Who made Marvel glorious. There were other guys involved too behind the scenes, and Kevin Feige got rid of those guys after Phase 3, and he thought he can do it himself because he has an ego, obviously, and after that it went downhill. So how do you explain that? When Kevin Feige goes solo, Marvel falls to shreds. Yeah. 2 phases of flops, right? Phases 4 flopped. Yeah, but I believe it flopped because of the pandemic. No, the pandemic has a little part to play, but it's not the pandemic. It's because after Phase 3, Marvel was not really producing the best quality content, obviously, and the pandemic has a part to play. But even after the pandemic thing ended, Phase 5 was also a flop too. So the pandemic is not a big reason for it. It's because Kevin Feige was stretched too thin. He got rid of all the guys who kept him in check. He was overstressed, overworked, and he wasn't producing that great quality content for Marvel. As most of the television shows for Marvel are not that great shows, and most of the movies were not that great after Phase 4 either. The only really gem in Phase 4 was like Shang-Chi, and you can argue Eternals was pretty good too. But all the other movies were not great movies. Thor: Love and Thunder, I heard, was not that good. I heard it was very goofy. It made money, but I heard the movie wasn't that good. That came out 2 years ago, 2023, 3 years ago, 2022, 2023. Multiverse of Madness was okay at best. That movie wasn't that great either. I saw it on Disney Plus. was okay. It wasn't. I didn't even like it that much. And another reason why Phase 4, I believe, went downhill is because Marvel made the biggest mistake of going into the multiverse when they started with Endgame, right? They never should have done that, man. Yeah. They went into the multiverse with Endgame. I think that's the biggest mistake that they made. Hence why I don't really like Endgame that much. Yeah. Hence why I don't really like Endgame. Endgame on theaters was a bit boring when I watched it. It's like 3 hours of boredom, man. Yeah. A lot of fans like Endgame, but I didn't really like Endgame. Endgame was not that good. Some sour. Endgame was not that good, man. Infinity War I loved, but Endgame I didn't like that much. Endgame is not a terrible movie. Like the end battle scene in Endgame, that was sick. Especially when they fight Thanos and all that stuff. That was sick. When Cap and Iron Man, no, when Cap and Thor. Is it Cap? Yeah, Cap, Thor, and I think Iron Man. They fight uh, Thanos in the end. That was sick. Obviously, the end war was sick. But when you watch the rest of the movie, it's just them talking, and it's a bit boring for me personally. Hence why I think Endgame was a bait and switch. The trailer was a bait and switch, obviously. Yeah, something crazy happens in Infinity War. At the end of Infinity War, obviously, Thanos snaps the stone. And when he snapped the stone, those people actually died. Obviously, and then you're like, oh my god, what happens in an Endgame? And then you watch it, it's like 3 hours of boredom. Yeah, it's a bait and switch, obviously. Yeah, come watch this. Something crazy is gonna happen in Endgame, and you watch it. You're interested in the trailers, obviously, and it's like 3 hours of boredom. Endgame is a little bit of a boring movie when you watch it, right? It's a slog, and it's a bit boring of a movie. Endgame when you watch it. Yeah. Yeah. Obviously. Jonathan Ivan, you're crazy, man. Like, Kevin Feige is 100% responsible for the success of Marvel. I disagree with you here, John. I think he had a part to play in the success, obviously, but he's not a one man show for Marvel. For Marvel success, he had a lot of help behind the scenes. And that's what people don't tell you. He had people who kept him in check for the first few phases, and when he did have people keeping him in check for the first few phases, that's when Marvel shined and it was in its glory days. And after that, the movies are all flopping, and the quality for the movies and the shows and everything dropped drastically. Yeah. As most of the Marvel shows are crapshoots. They're not that great shows. Yeah. Hawkeye was pretty good. Hawkeye is arguably my favorite Marvel show. No, my favorite Marvel show was Falcon and Winter Soldier, obviously. But even that show was not that great, right? That was pretty good. They're all pretty good at best. Ms. Marvel, I didn't like that much. I thought it was a bit boring. Hawkeye was pretty good. I liked that. Moon Knight, I didn't like. She-Hulk was not bad, but I didn't really. She-Hulk started pretty good, and it went downhill from there. She-Hulk was not that great either. I heard Echo was terrible. I heard Secret Invasion's terrible. I heard all those shows were terrible, man. And I heard Ironheart is not that great either. They're not producing the best quality content, obviously. Yeah. Kevin Feige was stretched too thin. Don't hate me, Kevin Feige, I'm saying. And what? And yeah. That's why I believe once Quantumania flopped, Kevin Feige, he got desperate and he needed help, obviously. I think he was so overworked, so overstressed. He had a panic and he needed help. He had to cry for help, man. I guarantee he even went to Bob Iger. Yeah, Bob, man, I fucked up, man. Like, Bob probably told him, hey, Kevin, what's going on, man? I don't know what happened on his but I guarantee Bob Iger had that meeting with Kevin Feige, right? Kevin, what's going on? Like, Phase 4 flopped, Phase 5 flopped. You're supposed to make Kang Dynasty, and then the fans didn't resonate well with Kang in Quantumania, and the movie flopped. Like, what are we going to do? And then Kevin Feige, he panicked. And that's why he brought back all the same guys, man. The same guys. Same writers, same directors. Even brought back a character he killed off. In what? In Endgame. And that in my opinion, that's a sign of desperation. Kevin Feige, I believe he got desperate. And he needed help, obviously. I'm not saying that's what happened behind the scenes, but I think that's what happened. I think Kevin Feige, I don't have any sources. Don't take my word on this, guys. What happened behind the scenes with Kevin Feige after Quantumania flopped? But I think it's obvious that he panicked because Quantumania was supposed to be a big movie for Marvel. They were expecting that movie to be a billion-dollar movie because they have all these characters. They introduced Kang, and they were supposed to make Kang Dynasty. So Quantumania was supposed to lead into Avengers Kang Dynasty. Because the movie was terrible and the fans didn't resonate well with Kang, Kevin Feige panicked and he had to make changes. That's why the Marvel brand is in a messy situation right now. They're in a messy situation right now, right? Yeah. Do you think it's a coincidence that Kevin Feige he ended up changing the Avengers story, and instead of Kang being the main villain, now it's Doctor Doom? Yeah, because the fans didn't resonate well with Kang in Quantumania, and the writer who wrote Quantumania, I believe, was supposed to write the Avengers 5 and 6, but because Quantumania was terrible, okay, I don't trust this writer. He wrote a horrible script. The movie was terrible, and the fans didn't resonate well with Kang. Kevin Feige panicked, and he needed help, and he had to make changes. And he got desperate. Yeah, I'm going to bring back the same guys who directed and wrote Avengers 3 and 4, and that worked. He got desperate, man, Kevin Feige. That's why I think of what happened behind the scenes. Don't hate me, Kevin Feige. I'm saying, yeah. Kevin Feige got desperate, man. Got desperate. Yeah, man. Kevin Feige got desperate. He got desperate, Spencer. Hence why never ever do the one-man show, guys. If you do that, you can have a mess in your hands. You need to have people to keep you in check, consultants. That way, you're kept in check, right? Yeah. Why do you think Kevin Feige files, guys? Because Kevin Feige probably thought he can do it himself. He has an ego, obviously. Like, I built this thing, I can do it myself. Yeah, you built it, Kevin Feige, but it wasn't just you. You had other people who helped you build it. And you get rid of those guys because you have an ego, obviously, and you think you can do it yourself, and now your Marvel universe is in a mess, man. That's why this whole thing about Kevin Feige really being the what? The sole success of the MCU is not really true, right? And Kevin Feige knows it, obviously. Yeah. On paper, he is, but not on paper, he's not. He's a part of it, obviously, but he's not the 100% the reason of the success. He had other guys who helped him out a lot, obviously, during the first three phases, obviously. And he got rid of them, and in phase 4, he's alone. And now Marvel's in a mess, obviously. All his movies are flopping. And Fantastic Four will not be a billion-dollar movie. It won't hit $1 billion. It won't. We'll be lucky to make $500, $600 million for Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four is not really a big Marvel brand. As every Fantastic Four movie flopped, this movie is most likely going to flop too. It's not going to make any money. It might break even, but it won't be profitable. Are we lucky to make $700 million plus? That's if it has legs. But don't forget, Fantastic Four is competing with James Gunn's Superman. And so that can affect it a little bit, right? As fans resonate more with Superman than Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four is not that popular for Marvel brand. As every Fantastic Four movie flopped in the past that were made, right? Yeah. Yeah. So when Fantastic Four flops, because Fantastic Four will flop, it won't make any money. Kevin Feige now has 3 straight flops in 2025. You have Thunderbolts, you have Captain America 4, and now you have Fantastic Four. Hence why he got desperate and he need, okay, right now Phase 5 is not working, all my movies are flopping, I gotta find a way to resurrect the franchise back. Hopefully we go with a bang in Avengers 5 and 6, that makes money. And then we can win some of the fans back and resurrect the Marvel cinematic universe. And hopefully after that, the movies can now progressively start making profit again. That's obviously his hope. Kevin Feige, some Sarah. Yeah. So you're saying Kevin Feige is a part of the success? Of course he is. Kevin Feige is obviously a part. He's obviously a part of the success of Marvel. I'm not going to lie and say he's not a part of the success. Of course he is. But there's more to the story. He had a lot of help, man, in the first few phases. He had people who kept him in check during the first few phases. And after that, it went downhill. Phase 4 and 5 went downhill for Marvel. Some Sarah? Phase 4 went downhill, obviously. But I don't have to worry about that for my company because I have all my movies planned out, right? I have backup plans and everything. I even have backup plans. Yeah. So after I do Zane's, if I want to do Spider-Man Miles Morales with Fiege, obviously, and Sony declines to say, no, I have the backup plan, I'll do the greatest hit with Keanu Reeves. Some Sarah? Yeah, but I told you it's most likely the greatest hit with Keanu Reeves I'm going to do over Spider-Man Miles Morales. Yeah. Or what I can do is I can just do the 4 movies, and then Phase 2 I do Spider-Man Miles Morales. But by then, a lot of these Hollywood actors will not be alive. Keanu Reeves and Brad Pitt and all these actors by Phase 2, they're going to be really older. They won't be alive. It's the millennials who are going to be alive, but they're also going to be older too, like 60, right? They're all older, obviously. The Gen Zs are older too. They're in their 40s now. Yeah, obviously. That's why all these Hollywood actors who are aging, who are like Gen Xers, they're hoping, before I pass away and grow old and die, I want to experience that sense of fame with Ivan. Hence why I kind of want to do the greatest hit with Keanu Reeves. Because Keanu Reeves is not getting any younger, right? He'll be like in his, 75, 76, 77 when he films a movie. He's not getting any younger. It wouldn't hurt to save him and have him be in your movie, Keanu Reeves. And he signs that mega deal and he gets to be my movie before he gets old and he passes away. Obviously. And he has that memory of his life, obviously. Yeah. I told you, all those women and men who were in my movies, after the movie's over with, you're going to go back to your houses and be left behind your reserve man. I paid all those guys who touched me and my wife, and after that, you're going to go back to houses and be left behind. You get reserve. I'm not going to save you for the next movie. You can bail you want, you're going to go back to houses and be left behind. You get reserve, sir. Don't hate him, son. Yeah. Yeah. And I kind of want to do the Great Escape over Spider-Man, right? Even though Spider-Man's cool, there's a part of me that wants to do that Great Escape movie, man. Like me and Fiege, where we can't find Jaws, we're on the run from a criminal organization. It's a fucking entertaining, sick movie. That's why I want to be in that movie so bad. Obviously. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are not getting any younger either. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are in their early 50s. So when they do The Great Escape, they'll be in their 60s. They're not getting any younger either. And they're best friends for real life. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. Hence why I thought it'd be cool to have them in the same movie. They're best friends for real life, right? They get to be in the same movie together. Yeah, Ben Affleck is the big boss, and Matt Damon is one of the couples, and he's on the run with his wife with me, but he eventually gets killed. Matt Damon. That's really kind of a sick movie. The Great Escape. Yeah, sick movie, man. Yeah. Yeah. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon signed the same contract. It's a similar amount, but like Matt Damon's making a little bit more than Ben because he's bigger than Ben, right? Like Ben, I can pay him $78 million of the film profits. Matt Damon, I can pay him 82. So he's making a little bit. They signed pretty much about the same amount of deal, right? Yeah, Ben signed like his 133. Matt Damon signed like his 137, 136. So they're making about the same amount of money, right? But Matt Damon's making a little bit more than Ben, obviously. Pay them around a similar amount, that way they're not pissed off, right? Obviously. Because Ben's like, Ivan, like, you're paying Matt Damon a bit more than me. I'm like, yeah, because Matt Damon's bigger than you, Ben. He's a bit bigger than you. I'm going to pay him more. But I'm paying you a lot of money, too. Ben, you sound like you're 130-something million deal. It's a massive contract you're betting right now. Because they get speaking money, right? I don't know, $4 million in speaking for the world tour, and they signed mega deals, $4 or $5 million speaking. Whereas me and Fiege, we signed like our 50, 60, 70 million deal in speaking. We signed a huge deal, me and Fiege, for speaking, man. For the company, right? And the actors make the peanuts, like they're 5. The actors might even make $6 million, a bit more. It just depends how big my venues are. They make a lot. They're millions in speaking, a lot of money. That's why their agents want their 10% cut of that, because they're greedy pigs. Yeah, even if Ben Affleck makes $5 million, $4 million speaking, we want out 10% of that. Yeah, you get all of Ben's earnings, but the $2,000 giver, $300 guys, you don't touch. But everything else, you get a piece of, obviously, of all the actors' earnings. Because the agents are going to want a piece of everything, right? All of Keanu Reeves' earnings, Ben Affleck's earnings, Matt Damon's earnings, they're going to want 10% of everything because they're greedy pigs. Yeah. The greedy pigs, right? Yeah. And they're making the millions off them, right? The millions off the actors, yeah. So I have Ben Affleck and Matt Damon's agents are greedy. Oh yeah, they might push for $150 million the film profits. I'm like, no, they're not worth that, man. Ben gets 78, Matt gets 82. I'm not paying them any more than that. I'm not gonna have these guys dupe me. So I'm sorry. I'm not gonna have those actors dupe me, man. No way. I'm sorry. This is enough. You don't make his own. It's a deal, Ivan. Yeah, you don't make his own, you guys. Ben's like, Ivan, I make like my 20, 25, 50 million in Hollywood, and that's it. If I got royalties, I might get maybe 15, 20 million royalties. Yes, Ben, I'm paying you 78 million in royalties. Which is a lot of money. Matt Damon gets 82. Yeah, but Ivan, what about the rates? I'm like, look, Ben, I'm not living in your filthy country. Canada's my home. If you don't like the rates, you're more than welcome to work in Hollywood, make less money. It's just 11, yeah. Even with the rates, you're making more than what you're making in Hollywood, guys. Yeah. 82 million in Canadian money is a good like 60, I don't know, $64 million in royalties for Matt Damon. That's a lot of money. And 78 million is a good maybe 60 million, 59 million for Ben Affleck. In his American money. That's a lot of money, right? Ben Affleck, right? Yeah, they don't make that in Hollywood. They're still getting paid, right? Walking with tens of millions in the bank. How much will they walk away in their bank? Then half of them are going to walk away with around their $40-45 million over taxes around there for all their earnings. Around there, right? 40, 45, 50 million around there after taxes. 40 million, 45 million, $45 million richer is a lot of money for them, right? They don't, in Hollywood, they get like what? They're 12, 10 after taxes? 8 after taxes for their movies? Yeah, they're getting paid their tens of millions. Not even though we're getting paid our tens of millions, it's not the billions you and Fiege are making. I know, but me and Fiege are the boss, and we're bigger than you, we're God. That's why I'm making way more than you. If you don't like my offer, work in the Hollywood system and make less money and be a dirty slave. It's live, yeah, give a good deal. Shut this camera off soon, guys. Don't hate him, son, yeah. And who else that man? I'm like, no, John, you get 10. Stop being greedy, somewhere. And who else that man? I'm like, no, John, you get 10. Stop being greedy. It's a dumb one. It's a dumb one. It's a dumb one. You know what I'm saying? It's British accent. Yeah. Ron Burnett. I can't wait to get this on 4K. I can't wait to get this on 4K. No, a bit of pressure for Ron, I know. You think Kevin Feige will send his resume? Yeah, most likely he will, yeah. Because this Marvel thing is a mess, right? And I told you, Kevin Feige would rather work for me than work in Hollywood. Because in Hollywood, he's a dirty slave. Don't hate him, and what? I can easily pay more money. Give him like $100 million of the royalties. $140 million of the royalties for Zanus, right? As your president, right? Yeah. Well, I'm thinking more Jon Favreau, Peter Rice, right? Yeah. What about the Russo brothers, Ryan Johnson, Ryan Hoover, and Zack Snyder? Those guys are filmmakers. They don't really have experience running stuff. That's why they're not that good. You can just have one of those guys direct your movie, but you want to have people who have experience as in an executive position, right? Like Peter Rice, Jon Favreau, for Disney Star Wars television shows, yeah. The good thing about Kevin Feige, he's very young. He's only like 50, right? He's younger, obviously. Kevin Feige's a young guy. He's like 49, 50 right now. He's younger, obviously. And he ran Marvel. He was president of Marvel, obviously. So I'm saying. But Kevin Feige, he has experience running a studio, obviously, but he doesn't really have experience with the other stuff, obviously. But I mean, he's good too for one of my brothers. I might choose him. We'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll see what happens, obviously, right? Yeah. How much will you pay Kevin Feige for his bonus? I can pay him the Jon Favreau contract. Kevin Feige's worth $250 million. So you can pay him the Jon Favreau contract. $34 million sign bonus, $6 million the first year, $4 million the other years. You can give him a nice 125 one. Give him a nice like 140 million of the film profits. I get a piece of the merch in the game. No, Kevin Feige, you don't get a piece of that. You just get the film profits. That's enough. That's tens of millions in your bank you're making. I don't know, you're making like You're 80 million after taxes for like 5 years of work. It's a lot of money in your bank, obviously. You get your freedom. You don't have to do anything because I'm not dirty, right? My company, all the executives and the actors get their freedom with me, Fiege. I'm not gonna make them do it or pay because I'm not a dirty businessman. I'm a clean, good, holy man. I'll never make an actor pay to make the money because I'm not dirty. I'm not dirty like the fucking gatekeepers, right? Who are gonna make me pay to be my wife and turn me into porn star. I'm a clean businessman, I'm saying. I have mental issues. I'm fucked up in the head, obviously, but I'm a good holy man. I'll never make an actor pay to make the money. That's not who I am. It's against my nature. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. But I might choose Robert Downey Jr. over Ben Affleck. Robert Downey Jr. is very good for the big boss. I can picture him as the big boss, right? Yeah. But he's more expensive than Ben Affleck, though. He's worth $300 million now. By then, he'll probably be worth his $400 million. Because he's making his $100 million for the Avengers 5 and 6. But what I'm paying him is more than what he's even making for the Avengers movies. Yeah. Rob Downey Jr., I can pay him the Keanu Reeves deal. Yeah, $20 million signing bonus, $27 million salary for like 4 months of shooting, and you can pay him is like, I don't know, $12 million for the game. What about $12 million for Rob Downey Jr. and $50 million for the game? I'm like, no, you guys are pissing me off. You're getting greedy. I'm not gonna overpay Rob Downey Jr. and have him do me, man. Even I'm big. I'm like Robert. You may be big in Hollywood and Marvel, but you're in my movie. You're not the man. I'm not gonna have you do that, man. It's nothing. I'm like, Robert, that's not the point. I'm not going to overpay you and have you do me, man. I'm saying, huh? I'm not going to overpay and have you do me. And you can give him a good 135, 140 million in the royalties. Robert, that's a good deal for him, right? So he signed his what? His 200 plus million deal. That's more than what he's making for Avengers, right? Yeah, 47 million for his base. Plus, let's say 140 million of the film profits. That's 187. Plus 12 million for the game. 199 million. You can give him 8 million for the merch. That's 207. Speaking fees, he gets, I don't know, 4 million. That's 211. And you pay him his 400K for the promos. So Robert Downey Jr. signed like a 211 million deal, which is like a 150 million deal in his American money. That's more than what he's making for his Avengers movies, right? That's what my comment goes out of wire. I've worried about $200. I'm like, no, Robert, man, you're not worth that, man. I'm big. I'm like, Robert, like, you're pissing me off. You may be big in Hollywood, in my movie, not the minute. I'm not going to overpay and have you do me, man. You're not Tom Cruise. See, Tom Cruise, I can pay him 200 because he's fucking big, man. Whereas Robert Downey Jr., he may be big, but he's not on the same level as Tom Cruise. I'm not going to overpay Robert and have him do me, man. His agent manager can be greedy. I'm not going to overpay these guys and have him do me. So, sorry. It's a delight, man. I was making Hollywood. Yeah, this is more than what I made for Marvel Avengers. Yes, Robert, this is more than what you made for your Avengers movies, your Marvel movies. I'm paying you way more than what you make in Hollywood. Yeah. He's like, Ivan, you signed me to a $211 million deal, and you're giving me my freedom. There's no strings attached to this contract. I don't have to do anything. I'm like, no, Robert, you get your freedom. He's like, thank you. I'm saying he might cry. You're a good man, Ivan. Yeah, in Hollywood, he has to do it, man. He has to pay a price for that. A heavy price. Yeah, Rob Downey Jr. to make that $100 million for Avengers, he paid a price, man. He had to do it, right? That's how it works in Hollywood. My company, I pay you all that money. You get to be a famous movie star with me and get all these perks, and I give you your freedom, man. And that's one reason why the Hollywood actors are gonna beg, because they know as long as they work for me and they get paid all that money, they're famous movie stars living that amazing life. with their family and they have freedom. They don't have to do anything. That's a bonus, right? Making all that money, having your freedom. That's a bonus, man. I'm a good man. I'm not evil like you guys, right? Yeah. Ivan, you're crazy, man. You're willing to pay all these Hollywood actors all that money, more than what they made in Hollywood. You're giving them freedom. They should pay for that, Ivan. No, I'm not dirty like you guys. I'll never make an actor pay to make the money. The moment you make an actor pay to make the money, now all the Hollywood actors, they see you and VJ as dirty businessmen, man. And you don't want them seeing you as a dirty businessman, man, like the gatekeepers. The gatekeepers are dirty as fuck. You don't want what? The Hollywood actors to see you and VJ as dirty businessmen. No. Oh, I'm gonna say, yeah, no, I and VJ are fucking good. Yeah, Sky Source is fucking 100% clean, man. It's not dirty, it's 100% clean. Yeah, 100% clean Sky Source. And no drugs allowed on set. If you want to keep an actor awake, don't give him some coke. Give him an energy drink to keep my company clean. I don't want it dirty. No drugs allowed on set, right? Yeah. You want to keep an actor awake, don't have him sniff some coke. Like, give him an energy drink. Don't be fucking dirty, man. And keep your company clean. Honestly. So, yeah. Ivan's like, our perks. Yes, Rob Down Jr. gets the perks too. Nice perks. Partying up at me, VJ's $1 billion house. My yacht. My office. My lushy office. Flying on my private jet. Getting sponsored with a Thermal gas card. The luxury buffet, limo services, staying at the suites, and they get sponsored with all the high-end clothes for the promos too. All the hard actors get sponsored with clothes, cologne, shoes, belts, shades, everything for the ad shoots. Bikini tops, all that stuff. I'm not getting them shitty clothes. I'm getting them high-end, like expensive brands, man, like Louis Vuitton, all those high-end brands for the shoots, man. Like high-end clothes. Like, I'm not gonna sponsor the actors with like $800 suits. No, I'm sponsoring them with like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 suits. I'm gonna tell the secondaries, don't go any higher than like $6,000 for the suits. You don't want to drain the budget. I can easily afford my budget unlimited, but don't go any higher than maybe $6,000 for the suits, man. Otherwise, you're gonna drain the budget, more of the budget, right? Will you sponsor the actors with bling? No, not bling, just clothes. The suits. The shoes, $1,000 dress shoes, and you have the casual wear, like dress shirts, not like $50 dress shirts, no, like $250, $300 dress shirts, $500, $800 pants, $500, $600, $700 nice like casual shoes. You also sponsor them with cologne too, like 4 packs of cologne, like $500, $500 to $600 packs worth of cologne, obviously. So I'm saying. And I want the 17th to make the calls for me and VJ too. Obviously. Me and VJ can buy the clothes ourselves, but I'll just tell the team, look, man, sponsor me and VJ with the clothes too. It's our money. You can sponsor with the clothes too, buy the clothes for us and everything, and give us the cologne too. Might as well, right? You sponsor me and VJ too. We're sponsoring ourselves because we're paying for it with our own money, obviously. Through the budget. Those are nice perks, man. For the company, right? Yeah. So I'm saying, shut my camera, guys. You guys will see me in part 2.